cmpradio.net.
Oh, what is going on? Hey, how you feeling?
You got a bunch of rain here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's definitely dangerous out there.
But we are back. Really getting July now. It's getting hot out there, and I'm pleased to have another show. We have a terrific guest on, and as always, we are here talking about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial business activities in Chester, and looking forward to continuing to grow that. We're going to have some great planning, I think, going on in the month of August, thinking about what we can do going further. But it's been a tremendous. I guess we've only been about 3 months now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're getting into it, but getting kind of rhythm. But I appreciate what you're doing, and teaching me how to do this really well. And I'm grateful to all the guests that we've had. I want to note here while we're getting started, if anybody is listening in, if you know of a business that you'd like to have profiled here, or have questions about for the guests that we have coming on, chime in on the chat, or drop us a note through cmpradio.net or through Chester Masterminds on Facebook, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on what else we can do to make this an exciting, interesting program for the community. So, with that, I always like to start off with a little bit of news. I did see a couple of really, really interesting things. Some of you, and I've been probably mentioned this almost every week, but Black-owned businesses have seen a large surge, the largest surge in 25 years amidst the pandemic and the social uprisings of 2020. Nearly 400 of every 100,000 Black citizens started as an entrepreneur during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. That's kind of an amazing, actually a very large number by the numbers that are here. In 2020, Google searches for Black-owned businesses reached an all-time high as people sought ways to economically support small, local, Black-owned businesses as opposed to large corporate big box stores. And that's good. That trend is something we want to continue, and it's good for all of our local communities and our businesses. So that's just more good news on that. One interesting thing in Baltimore, I don't know if you heard about this, is a program called Boost down there that stands for Black-owned and Occupied Storefront Tenancy, Boost. It started by a company called Fearless down there. They provided a $50,000 grant, but it's in Baltimore. It's a great idea. They're putting their money where their mouth is,
Absolutely.
Essentially. And they're inviting business owners to come in and take residence in some of the storefronts that might be empty down there. That's certainly the case here in Chester. We're trying to do the same. I know there are entrepreneurs and building owners that are working in the same vein to bring in store owners right here in Chester. So there's opportunity out there. There's money out there to support programs like that. And then lastly, so funding to Black startup founders quadrupled, up 4 times in the past year. But it remains elusive. But to be sure, the note said much work remains to be done. Black startup entrepreneurs still received only a tiny fraction, 1.2% of the record 147 billion with a B venture capital invested in U.S. startups in the first half of 2021. This is all from Crunchbase, by the way. I want to mention them. Companies that with more than that compares with more than 13% of the population that is Black or African American. So we got a lot to do. But that's why I'm here. I want to support where we're going.
Absolutely.
And while we're talking about it, we've got some great sponsors to our program and all that you're doing to build this up. So why don't you have a second to run through that list?
Oh man, you know we have shows in here and everybody get to touching my stuff, man.
Did it get, the Toys in Law.
Yeah, we definitely have the Toys in Law, but we have Northern Marketing, Mecca, Nerds Family Kitchen, Inspire Clothing Brand. They were in the magazine.
Really?
Yeah, they were in the black magazine. He sent that to me. I'm supposed to be putting it on Facebook, man. I got so many things going on. But KC Electric, the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pressure Inc., TFG Tax Pros, Abstract Kings, LeBron Construction, and of course our good friends over at LaToyson Law. Today's show is provided by LaToyson Law, owned and operated by Chester native Enrique LaToyson. LaToyson Law is there for you when you need it most. They can handle all of your legal needs. Support Chester's own LaToyson Law. They handle property transfer, criminal defense, and all other legal needs. They're the right firm right now. Again, that phone number is 610-999-1439, and it'll be up at the end of the show. So make sure you tune in and you stick around, and you'll figure out that phone number again.
That's great. We're really grateful for all those sponsors. They are what makes this Voice of Chester, cmpradio.net, the Voice of Chester, work here for this community. And I'm sorry, I probably sound a little bit hoarse this week. I had a bad cold in the last week, coming out of a wedding I went to a week and a half ago. So I apologize if
People still get colds? People still get colds?
They still get colds. They really do. Well, and what I heard was that because we all kind of were separated so much, our immune systems got a little weak in the process. That's the story. I'm not an epidemiologist, but that's what I heard. So I was probably vulnerable more than normal. So anyway, I'm feeling better. I'm just a little bit of a rasp left over from that. So I apologize to folks who are listening in to this gravelly voice this week. But so this week we are pleased and grateful to have Enrichment Academy with us. They are here. They are a local daycare and it's more than just a learning center. Yep, right here in Chester. I want to give you a little bit behind them just so they don't have to toot their horn too much. But I want to let you know, they have a tremendous website that lists the mission of their company. It says our mission is to provide the very best child care and learning center experiences for children they serve. They're committed to providing services based on research, prudent care practices, early learning standards, and developmentally appropriate activities for children in a child-friendly, nurturing, and safe environment. Their number one principle is to never harm children with their words or actions, and they feel a definite responsibility to educate, love, nurture, motivate, and encourage all of the children that they serve. And that's a tremendously good mission to have. So tell us a little bit more. So we have Darren Richardson and Trina Richardson here with us. So welcome. So tell us a little bit how you got started. And go ahead and get up to the microphone.
So how y'all doing out there? My name is Darren Richardson, one of the co-founders of Enrichment Academy, located in Chester, Pennsylvania, in a Benner Homes development right off of 9th Street on Carter's Lane. And we started 2005 just as a trial base, whereas though we had a small facility that was using on 3rd Street, and we ran that location for a few years, and the response was just like overwhelming, and just kept pouring out. So we seen the need to expand. And how we started was we had 3 sisters, all educated here in Chester, Pennsylvania, graduates of 3 different colleges, master's degrees, nurse degrees, things of that nature, all in the educational field, except for one of them did nursing as well. And they seen the need. They was in the like I said, they was in the Upland School District, the charter schools, and they just seen some things that where they can catch the kids right from the beginning before entering into the main school line. from right at the kindergarten start. They so they figured we can catch them before they get to kindergarten and instill some things into them. What was needed. That'd be a great start for the child's growth, and that's how Enrichment Academy started. And that was with Trina Richardson, Tracy Richardson, and Tiffany Richardson. It's a family-owned business. We have the three sisters, along with we have two daughters and another assistant as well. That's part of the team right now, and we just been blessed, So that's how we started.
How many employees do you have built up to now?
We currently have 7 employees as of right now, and we're looking to grow. The pandemic's over, so the floodgates, we're open back to go full capacity. So we're just looking to grow with more children, and with more children, we need more great staff members. And we do have our priorities, and we do have the team that we're looking for. We're looking for certain particular.
So what kind of skills are you looking for? Like, are there certain skills that you find are really important for the caregivers and teachers, instructors, and mentors that are there? And any particular backgrounds that you look for?
We're definitely looking for people who have experience at least 3 years in early childhood education, the patience, the nurturing skills, and just love for children.
Mm-hmm. My wife is a professor at Numa in early childhood education, so I've been steeped in all the certifications and the training that goes on. So I know it takes a tremendous amount of learning to appreciate all that young children need at that stage. That they're firing on all cylinders, and so you've got to be able to adjust to all the different ways in which they're learning, they're communicating, they're learning how to interact and socially develop, and it's just a tremendous amount of things to become familiar with. Are there particular certifications or certificates that you look for as part of the STAR? I think Keystone Stars.
The Keystone Stars primarily that is an initiative for quality childcare, and they do push us to look for qualified staff. And what they mean by that is staff people who are coachable, who are working towards degrees in early childhood education, those who have had experience with working with children and their families. To have a particular, to have a degree in early childhood education is a plus. Also psychology, social service types of degrees are also acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's, yeah, go ahead.
Just to jump in on that, you also, you this business, you gotta have passion, passion for kids. And that's a big thing for us too. That's what we look for, because we have that passion. They have that passion, the main staff members, and because you got to have that in this type of business, because you're dealing with so many different children, and not just the children, but you're dealing with so many different parents as well. So with that, other than the patience that you got to ask God for every morning, to increase your patience, you also got to have that passion. This is when they got into this field, because I didn't come in when it first opened, because I had another job that I was doing. That was their mission. That's what they wanted. The three sisters wanted to do something different. And like I said, try to catch the babies while they were still babies, and just
nurture
them, nurture them
right.
until it's time to move on. But as I look back and I started observing everything, I just seen that drop and the passion in their eyes. Every business, is sweat, blood, and tears. If you wanted to grow, you stand you getting up first thing in the morning, and you coming home late at night, way after the business hours are over, but you still there, making sure everything is right and just how you want it to run. So that's passion, because everybody can't do that, don't want to do that. Everybody look, some people look for certain things in a business and then they clock out and leave.
Right.
But when you're doing that extra time, you're doing them extra hours, then that's drive and passion involved in that. So
what are some of the activities that you have for some of the children that are there? What are some of the hallmark things that are just characteristic of Enrichment Academy and the things that you all love to tout as the things that the kids love to do and families get involved in?
Well, we do a little bit of everything, from dance, exercise. We have one of the staff members is a fitness trainer, and not just for adults, for children as well. So you'll see some of those on, some of her workouts that they're not real intense. I don't want to scare anybody. just so you know that we're not, putting them through a boot camp or anything of that nature. But it's just to let them know how, to warm up, or some things that, that's a form of, just preparing a child's mind and their body at the same time.
We're really big on character development.
Absolutely,
big
character.
on social skills, teaching children how to treat each other, respect.
Are there specific activities that you do in order to instill those kinds of good habits in them?
Yeah, just like I was saying, starting off from just the exercise, exercising and teaching one another how to treat each other,
right?
Because that's big in this day and time. You gotta be able to teach the children how to respect one, and not just themselves, but other people.
Right. Play well in the sandbox.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Please, thank you. Things of that nature.
Right.
And just showing them that we're here, we love them.
So you mentioned dance. I assume that there are other arts.
There are other arts.
Music or.
Yeah, we do do a dance class. They dance. They also have during Black History Month. We do little stage plays and things of that nature, and not just for the Martin Luther Kings.
Okay.
But local Black people that have leaders that came through our town. Somebody else to look up to that's locally.
Right.
Give them that. So many things.
Well, you've been doing this for your 16th year right now.
Yes. No, it'll be our 16th year.
Coming up, so 15 years. But nevertheless, you've got 15 years of curriculum development, of setting up programs and plans on a monthly, weekly basis, daily basis, and I'm very familiar with how hard that can be. How did we haven't really talked much about it, but how did the pandemic affect you all, and how did you manage through all of that?
One day at a time, prayer after prayer. We lost a lot of our families due to the pandemic. And it's been slow getting them back in because, number one, people need to feel safe. They need to know that their child is going to be safe.
Right.
And no one knew what COVID-19 was or the impact it had. So it definitely hit us. From my end, it was devastating because we lost a lot of our children, and then trying to build that trust back up with people that it's now safe to return to child care. But we also understood that a lot of parents had to do what they had to do to maintain themselves financially.
Sure, yeah.
The child care business was one of the ones that got smacked because people no longer needed daycare if they were staying home or if they were laid off.
Right. So,
So what we did, we tried to cater to the essential workers. We heard that word a lot when the pandemic first started, and those people were still going to work, so they did still need daycare. So we did have them come in and work with us to screen the children to make sure that they were safe, they didn't have symptoms, to make sure we were doing our part in keeping the building disinfected and cleaned. And then slowly, as you know, everyone got used to coming in during the pandemic, we started to see an increase in some of our old children returning.
Good, good. And that's still ongoing, right?
Still ongoing.
Because children are really not being able to be vaccinated yet, so we've got to make sure that we're taking care of them and being safe. Did you? I think you mentioned you had to shut down a couple times.
Yes, we had to shut down a couple times due to COVID, due to having positive cases.
Positive cases coming, right? Yeah. And so I think this is a great opportunity to tell folks who are listening, that you're still working hard to make sure that those are that you've got a clean, safe, healthy environment,
Yes.
that they can come on back and do so when it's financially works for everybody, but that you're as concerned as anybody about making sure the children are safe.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, that's good. That's good. One of the interesting things that I saw on your website says that you provide regular updates on the child's day. How does that work? How are you able to? Are you able to provide some special app or how do you do that?
Well, what we do now is we have daily communication with the parents through email. We started using Zoom, and we also give a log out at the end of the day on our children.
That'd be nice. So that parents can check in, see what's going on, and see so they can carry the conversations. We know that the children don't realize that the parents don't know what they've been doing for the last 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever, or whatever, and they want to keep talking about it. So it's nice when the parents can know, oh, you did this, you did that, and can keep talking about them and expanding it. That's great. And so taking that a little bit further, what kind do you do things that involve the families into the business in some way or into the activities with the children?
Yes, we do volunteer parents to come in and they have time to read books, do things that nature, help hand out meals and things
Mhm.
like that, chaperoning. Yeah, but that.
And obviously, you have events and dance and shows and special events. Right.
We have parents to come and help that as well.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good. So I wanted to see. So you started out back in 2005 as probably just trying to figure it out. What are some of the big services that you added over time? What have you figured out that the community really needed that you were able to provide? Are there any big things that have changed over that period of time? 15 years is a lot of experience you've learned. What or some things that didn't work out?
Some things that we found didn't work out. We used to offer weekly payroll,
Mm-hmm.
and it started slow with that, but it eventually dropped off because a lot of people were keeping their traditional work hours, Monday through Friday. We've worked on fluctuating our childcare, the hours that we provide.
Mm-hmm.
Those things.
Mm-hmm. And any other programs that you've added over time? Educational things. Have you always been working with the full spectrum of young children? I mean, I'm not sure I understood. So, at what ages? It says preschool, older toddlers, young toddlers, and infants. So it's all up through 4 or 4-year-old.
Typically through the time they go to kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
With the pandemic, we did expand our services to offer school-age virtual learning.
Oh, okay. So tell me about that.
So we had school-agers with us doing their virtual learning right in our building.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty well once we got acclimated to their schedules. Each child had a different schedule with their particular school. And it ended up working well for us because the teachers, I applaud them, the teachers that worked through the pandemic and those that worked on Zoom, it was a tremendous responsibility that they handled. It helped us too because we would just make sure the child had a station, each child had their own station with their phone book and their own headphones so that they could be paying attention to the instruction that was going on. get their own school. So we did add that service.
Yeah. And of course, you know, you're able to make, just one of the big challenges that I heard in the pandemic, and this was everywhere, was some kids just don't always have the high bandwidth, you know, internet that they might need to do some of that, and you're able to provide that more cost effectively than you know, than others, perhaps sometimes, and that can be a great service as well.
Where do you guys record the album?
With the Black Star album, we record wherever Yasin Bey is. I literally
end of June,
I find out his hotel room
schools
and I
out.
book the engineer
We
in the
just,
hotel
you know, we
room
still
right
offer
next to his.
a summer program to
Yeah, and like what I'll do is
for
I'll just be
older
kicking it with him
children.
and we
Yeah,
chopping it up and talking about art and music.
normally
And I'll
get
play him
kicked
some
off at
Madlib
like
beats
10
because he
years
only listens
old.
to Madlib beats. And he'll start coming up with
You know,
ideas. I'll play
yeah,
on the
up to
engineers
10.
next door.
Is he his
And
own?
some of
that's
these
literally how we
children
got
Is
that
he his
get
own
killed
kind
in
of dude?
the
Is he
past,
on his
and he's
own?
older now.
Yeah,
The parents
he's very
were,
inspirational because he's
very
probably the
trusted
purest
us
artist
and
that I
trusted
know.
us with their children.
He's
So they
pure art. He
returned
doesn't want
back
to be
to us
involved in
through
the business of
the
music and the
the
business of
summer,
art,
just
but he's
through
constantly
a
creating
summer program
and
that we
constantly
did offer.
looking for
That we
inspiration.
still offer.
Like he recently was talking about
And it's, you know, that
Jay-Z.
group,
Like Jay-Z's a billionaire,
they do
but
a
he's
little
like
bit more
focused on Demi Lovato's lighting cubes
out of the
for the
building.
Super Bowl.
Mhm.
He's like, if I was Jay-Z, I'd be learning ancient languaguages and studying kung fu. If I
Visiting
had $1 billion,
certain
you know, so
locations,
I'm like,
getting
that's
some
very accurate.
education on
That's
things of that nature. Like tomorrow we have we'll be at a garden that's located in the Bennett Homes development in the back.
Ruth Bennett?
Yes. Where they be learning how to make a door plant
Right, right,
from
right.
the beginning, with the dirt and the seed. So things of that nature.
Mhm.
You know, different field trips, all educational, just to keep them, you know,
Engaged.
in touch with, engaged.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah, so that's one of the other programs that we did offer to the program over time.
So that's like a summer camp almost.
Absolutely.
You know, type of a program, right? That's so, you know, I mean, all ages, all kids go through summer loss, as you're aware. The more you can do to keep them engaged, keep their minds active, and take advantage of the things that they have learned during their school year over the summer months, the less loss there is, and the more chance they're going to stay engaged in their education going forward. That's terrific. You know, I'm really grateful. So I'm grateful to hear that we have such tremendous care in providing childcare, because it is a hard job. It is a hard job to do, but not only to do it well, but also to bring creativity and innovation in finding programs that are going to work for the kids, and to frankly just tough it out and work so hard through something like a pandemic. You know, just speaks so highly of the cohesiveness and the teamwork that you all, you know, had to bring together. Clearly, you had to bring that teamwork together in order to make all that stuff work. Over the years, have you? I don't know whether child care facilities collaborate in any way. Do you have is there like a network of Chester community child care facilities where you can share ideas or share financial resources or share, you know, even summer camp kinds of activities? I mean, you say, hey, you know, we don't offer that, but they do over there. And, you know, is there any kind of a network that goes on?
Not that I know of.
We do have our personal relationships with certain centers.
Service, daycare facilities, and we do recommend certain daycares for certain things. We did do some bowling on Father's Day. We did do some outings with the child care facility in Chester. Young Gardens, right there located on 9th Street, 9th Central, for 2 years. Done that with them, and it's always been fun. Just to get the fathers together,
Right.
And just have some fun for our day, you know.
That's good.
So that's been fun.
That's great. Are you? I was introduced to you all through Steve Fisher in the Chester Housing Authority. Are you all affiliated? Are you in one of the buildings of the authority?
Yes.
Okay. You're his tenant. Oh, so that's good. So how long have you all been a tenant? Have you always been a tenant within that building? Or? Okay.
And it's been all, it's nothing but love from the housing authority. Steve and his whole team,
They're always supportive.
they always supporting us. You couldn't ask for a better landlord in this group
Mhm.
here. They're just awesome.
Well, that's good to know, because we need the beneficial property owners like the housing authority who take advantage of the mixed use of the facilities that they have, the opportunity to integrate housing, obviously residential housing, together with businesses and services that the community needs. And I've already interviewed one or two other businesses within the community that have an affiliation with the housing authority, and they all basically say the same thing. That the authority does a lot to support them and make sure that,
Absolutely.
and I know that they've been supporting businesses through the pandemic.
Yes,
They have. I mean, by making sure that that rents can be handled when maybe it's hard to. So they find a way. And Stephen, who leads that organization, seems to have a lot of care in making sure that it's all going to work out. And that's a bedrock, foundational thing for the community to have somebody in that position. So that's great. I also noticed that you all support, that you accept subsidies, but do you also provide services because wending yourself through the process of getting access to subsidies through Compass and other things, do you have somebody on staff that provides the support, or do you have somebody that you work with that provides support to families who are looking for that in any way? Because I know that can be a real challenge to figure out. Okay, I got to get this paperwork done. I got various things that can be difficult to do. But do you all have anybody that helps it? Just you? You. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean,
And just for some parents or some children that may have some few little issues here and there.
Mhm.
We do with the Chester Ilgan seeds, where they come in and do the one-on-ones, and that's we most of the time the parents are already connected to them. But some parents does not, then we'll go ahead and provide the information to them, to reach out to them, and so they can get the services that their child needs, to help with. So
that's good. That's good. No. The reason I was asking was because you're getting parents and families from all different challenges and whatnot, and I want to hear people to hear from you that you're there to support them. You're there to help them get the services that they need for their children. Whether it's something that you can handle right there directly on site, or through another organization, you're going to work with them to help them get the services that they need to help the children and to make their whole family work for them. And that's really good. So we're about halfway through, maybe a little bit more, but I wanted to stop just real quick. We haven't run your video yet. I'm blanking out. We've got a nice little video. I wanted to let people see that. So Pete, if you don't mind flipping it up, let's give people a little taste of some of the scenes at the Enrichment Academy.
Absolutely.
So this, I really enjoy it. The children's faces, tell the whole story clearly, and I see the smiles on your faces as you're watching the video, and I'm seeing, just the pride that you all take in providing the environment for those kids. I wish I had more photos to show. I just couldn't, get them all in there, but it's great to see the activities, the smiles on their faces, and the teamwork that they're showing right in some of those the activities and the teamwork that they have in performing some of the things that have going on. So that's great to see, and I'm sure a lot of the parents are grateful. I mean, I'm a parent, he's a parent, it's great when you know that your children are being cared for in an environment that's stimulating, educational, and that develops all of their, ultimately their adult skills, but these are things that we want to get them learning early on. What are the ways, real quick, what are the ways that you all communicate out to let people know? And I just do this because I want to ask all the businesses, how do you communicate? How do you find clients, find customers? What's the best way? Okay.
Clients that we already have. We do advertise on Instagram.
And our Facebook page is being
It's
under construction right now, so it'll be back up before the end of this week.
Okay.
And you guys will be able to go right on there and find all the good stuff that's on Instagram, on Facebook as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, they are linked. That's one of the nice things about it.
Right.
I tell all businesses that come here to make sure that you're on Google Maps too. It's a free service, so that because one of the things that we have Lakeisha Lawrence, who runs Mind Our Own Businesses here in Chester, and she tries to, she is gathering up the contact information for a lot of the businesses right here in Chester. And but one of the things that I know, and as indicated by the news that I shared at the beginning, people are looking to want to support businesses locally in their area. And the best way I know to do that is to go to Google Maps and just type in the thing you're looking for. They are terrific at, so if I type in daycare or childcare or something, right near me in Chester, it's going to pop up with, it should pop up with every single daycare facility within, say, 5 miles of me. And I would want you all to do the same thing, because it's literally a free service that they provide, but it makes such a difference, because people are out there just looking. You never know, Facebook does similar things, but not the same way that Google does. And so I encourage folks to use that avenue as well. So, moving forward here, and let me take just a quick break, because we want to let people know that again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, that we want more guests to come on like you, who can take advantage of the conversations that we're having here to talk about their business, how they got started, the things that they have in their dreams and their visions, and CMP Radio exists because of people who believe in that message, and that's what Uncle P has been doing now for 4 years coming up. Got a big raise-a-thon coming up in August that people can get familiar with how CMP works. They can get involved, throw us a little bit of money, because it takes money to do this. But more importantly is that you get to see how P runs the organization, runs the facility, and find out how you can be a part of all this, because I think that's a tremendously valuable asset here in the community. So I invite people who want to sponsor. I want to invite people who want to be on the show to reach out to CMP Radio and join the fun, because it's been a lot of fun for me over the last 3 months. I hope it's been fun for you, Pete, too, because I know you work darn hard. It's great to have you doing this for the community.
It's been absolutely fun. Like I found joy when I heard Darren talking about passion, right? Having a passion for something. Every day, if you're working for your passion, if you're working and you see your passion in sight, right? Every day is fun. Even the challenges are fun, right? It's like, oh, that was cool to go through that, right? So I know I don't have to deal with that later, right? So every day is so many things happen here at the radio station. Like, we've never had this before in the city of Chester. Like, the way I see it is a real live radio station, right? To be able to form this myself, right, and put it together. If I'm the only one passionate about it, then I'm going to be the only one in here. I'm going to be the only one working here, and at times it gets frustrating, right? It gets, it gets frustrating, right? But what I see, right, is for everybody. So once the dream is able to matriculate and come down, then everybody will have their position and everybody can get paid. But for right now, right, this is just the beginning, and I enjoy it, man. I enjoy what I do. My kids know I enjoy what I do. It's no pain, it's no pressure, right? But I just feel as though this is what my city deserves. Communication the right way, right? Us talking about our businesses. Enrichment Academy coming through here talking about what they're doing for the children that
That's
have
their passion,
gone.
absolutely, yeah.
They're passionate about it, right? The fact that you talk about black businesses, small black businesses coming together. We don't need to go outside of Chester to
No,
do
you don't.
anything. We can get it all from Chester,
Right.
right? And until we know that, until we realize that we're going to keep on having the same problems that we've been having. So, I think this is dope. I appreciate you stopping through, right? And I appreciate you coming through every week, and you keep me going, man. So I appreciate that.
Well, you're doing great. And so as a father of a number of kids, especially a brand new baby.
Right.
So what question have I not asked yet? For a parent looking for daycare or childcare in some way, what's the
I mean, you've hit basically everything, right? How they teach the children, how they feel about the children, how they feel about what they're giving the children, and how it helps the child, like later on down the road, right? And I think daycare is extremely important in molding a child, right, to want to learn, right? If I take you to daycare and you just sitting in a room playing with bricks all day and you ain't doing nothing, well, you're not going to want to go to school and learn because you haven't done that from the beginning. But if I send you to a daycare where they're playing with you, they got you coloring and you're active and you're drawing and you're doing things every day, you have a structured thing to do, then you don't have a problem going to school. You excel at school because, I'm used to this. I used to do this, right? It's the new things that happen and that help children. So,
you've been rewarded for doing those kind of, for being productive.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
And all that
Absolutely.
good stuff.
So I appreciate it, man. I didn't know Enrichment Academy was around. Now I know it's around, right? I definitely want some more information.
So we get to this point of the show, and this is the question I ask about everybody is where are you going? What's your dream going forward? Are you going to be expanding? Are you going to be franchising or offering new programs? What's the vision here that you all talk about? When the lights finally get dim at the end of the day, and you can take off your shoes and relax and think about, okay, that was a heck of a day, but I still believe we can do this. So tell me about some of that stuff you all think about.
Franchises is definitely a dream. Franchising out is definitely a dream. The most important thing, just seeing, to see a child from the beginning and just exceed to all levels. The ceiling is, the sky is the limit for every child, for every person. And just to watch the child grow just through their school time and see their lane and it's all over, it's just it's big for us.
So you're seeing your first high school graduates, right? Are you almost there? Another year?
This coming year.
This coming year, you see your first high school graduates?
Yes.
And for the most part, I say 90%, all the children that came through us, that they've been excelling. They've just been excelling every stage, from elementary, middle school, and high school. We do still stay in contact with some of the parents, and they do keep us abreast on their child's growth, where they are, and some of the achievements that are required just with their school. And just even having success stories come our way, and that's big for us. Especially for the educators, that's one of their rewards that they look for every day, because they want to know that they did their job in helping the child, just get to the next level.
Right. Right. Anything else that you see in the future? Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get to the point where we're offering more services. As times change, you have to offer more services.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it would include going back to school, to expand my business knowledge and to bring that back into the business.
Mhm. Oh, good, yeah, good. So, I mean, any, in particular, so like, obviously franchising would require, understanding of business processes
Yes.
a lot more substantially, so I'm thrilled to hear that, still, you're not done learning, right? You never stop learning, and that's terrific. Well, so, how far along are you? And I don't want to press you too hard, because I know these things are always delicate, but are you actually thinking of franchising now? Are you looking at other locations, trying to determine whether or not there's a, what other markets you could be looking at? I assume in the area, there's plenty of business probably right here in the area. Are you, how far along are you?
We're gonna be very beginning.
Very beginning, yeah. Okay.
So, I'll let you guys know, we did add another program, and that's teaching about money,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
and how to spend the money. We created a little store in there, and on Fridays, they get their check.
Yeah.
We work Monday to Friday. So on Fridays, it's for the older children for right now, where they are paid.
Yep.
And we created a little store for them to go to the store and shop, to get their rewards for their work that they put in throughout the week.
Right.
And just to say, well, okay, if you made $1, how
What would you do with it?
like, what is your plans to do? So of course, you got all these goodies in the store, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm spending the whole thing in the store,
Yeah.
but what we're doing is
You also have a bank,
exactly.
Right,
So
right.
that's the thing now. Whereas we don't want you to say, hey, you know that look good over there, but you gotta remember, we gotta save something too. And that's big, because we need it. We need that type of teaching early, because you work hard, you get your money and just blow it. Not thinking of rainy days.
Right.
So that's what we're teaching right now for the older children right now. That was another program that we put into play. Whereas we're teaching the children not to blow all your money at one time. Put a little bit to the side. If you just put 50 cents of that dollar to the side, you gotta remember, you gotta get through next week with some money. You're not driving yet, but you want this, you want that, So if you have some money off to the side, then you can build that up to be able to get what you're looking for. And just they just
If you want those headphones,
Exactly,
you
exactly.
have to save up for them. You're never
Absolutely.
gonna have much as nothing in a week to do that.
right, without spending the whole kitty. You
Right.
still want to have
Yeah.
something left in the kitty, even
Yeah.
though you build up to buy some headphones or which have you that you couldn't afford, but now that you have the money to afford it, so if I say, hey, if I spend all of this, I'm not gonna have no money. I have to start from scratch, right?
Right.
So you say, okay, I can wait another week and put some in.
A little bit left over there.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
spend it, you have something left
Yeah.
to still get you through the week. So
Yeah.
that's one of the other programs that we're teaching right now with the older group.
Right. Well, that sounds wonderful. That's such a powerful skill. Learning, to restrain from immediate, gratification, to say I'm going to save for either a rainy day or something that I really want to do big. And it allows you to talk about, what's your big goal? What's the big thing that you'd like to go do? And, and help them to appreciate a longer term perspective. I mean, that's definitely a powerful life skill, as we all know. And the fact that you're doing that, it sounds wonderful. It's really great. Well, I'm grateful to have had you all in here. I appreciate the chance to talk and to learn about what your business is all about. I'm a big fan of I'm a former school director, so I love kids, I love education, and I love all that and I am very much aware that we don't support pre-K programs enough in Pennsylvania. It's we need to do a whole lot more for education everywhere. And but I also am grateful whenever I meet folks who are working in the trenches, grinding out, great child care programs, learning programs, because they just love it and they're doing it, because they've got a tremendous passion, and you all certainly fit that bill. And I'm very grateful to have had you all come in. And I encourage everybody to check out their Facebook page when it's up later this week, and certainly drop me a note. We'll make sure it gets out and that people know that it's out online. But thank you for coming in and for sharing all that you do for the community, and have a wonderful summer, and good luck. You just passed 15 years. That's a big milestone.
That's incredible.
It's a big milestone. It's incredible. And you're off and zooming as you go. So that's terrific. Anything else to add, Mr. P?
No, I'm just. It's so many daycares in the city of Chester, right? There are so many people that are impacting the future of the city of Chester.
They are the future. If there's one thing you could probably name it is a clear, measure of the future of Chester.
Absolutely.
Is the quality and quantity of daycares that are here in the community.
And so for me, it's just how important you guys truly are to this community, right? And understand that. And you, like you said, next year is your first graduating member of your class. So I wish y'all continued success in the future, and anything I can do to help y'all out, man, just let me know.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes. And I'll make a little quick plug because CMP takes advertisers. So if you got an opportunity to throw a little bit at CMP Radio to get your word out a little bit more, there's 10,000 people that follow this Facebook page. 10,000 people, and a whole lot of them are in the child care bearing age and child rearing ages. So it's not a bad investment if you got it. So just a little plug in for my good friend Uncle Pete. But thank you all. And we have been engineered again, lovely work by Uncle P, who does this weekly. His passion is to make sure that you all out there get to hear the voices of Chester, and to hear the conversations that mean a lot for the community as it's growing. The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in Chester. I'm pleased to be able to touch it just a little bit,
Right.
and I'm pleased to be able to work with people that bring that spirit to bear. And I wish everybody the best for the. Yeah, we've got another couple shows for the month, and then we're gonna take a break. But
Yeah, a month. I can't wait.
but
I can't wait.
and you deserve a break. But
17 days, bro.
we'll be back.
Mm.
So thank you all again, and good luck to you all as you go forward. All righty, take care.
CMPRadio.net.